Well, hello there, brain hackers. You know, you're probably here because you're the type of individual that wants an edge, that wants to have an amazing life, but find yourself sometimes stuck or doing some things that may not be in your best interest, but without being aware of it, you don't even know you're doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple ideas that we're using in our very, very popular series in Instagram, which is activities that damage the brain. And one of those activities is this whole failure concept. I don't know if you've ever decided to do something, but then you started thinking about what could go wrong. You found yourself limiting your own opportunity by negatively talking to yourself. You know, a lot of us have that negative self-talk, and most of us aren't even aware that it's not healthy for us. We think it's part of the planning process, and if we can think of all the obstacles, we can overcome them and then ultimately get what we want. But what happens is it begins to lower self-esteem. And self-esteem and performance match. Lower the self-esteem, lower the performance. Raise the self-esteem with positive conversation, and what happens is it creates positive emotion. And positive emotion creates positive action, and positive action creates positive outcomes. So pay attention to how you're talking to yourself, and if you seem like you're spending more time figuring out how to overcome a possible problem that could come up, what if you go ahead and you pull off what it is you want to pull off? Think about what happens when things go right for you, and you'll see an amazing shift. Speaking of shifts, the second thing I want you to think about is multitasking. Now, here's what's interesting. The mind can have all kinds of different things going on, but what it asks the brain to do is ask the brain to focus on many things. Well, the brain can't multitask, and most people aren't aware of that. The brain can only focus on one thing at a time. Go ahead and try to take a note while I'm talking to you, and then continue to listen to what I'm sharing. And you're going to recognize that I either give up on the note or I stop listening. You've got a choice there. And here's what, interestingly enough, takes place. When the brain's multitasking, it means it's jumping from one thing to another, so it never really gets into the flow. And your output, your work performance is going to suffer amazingly because it's scattered. And it isn't anything it could be when you focus on one thing at a time. You'll find yourself able to fully utilize this incredible thing called brain and watch yourself thrive through neuroscience instead of just surviving. And so here's what I've done. It's the end of the year, and a lot of people may be looking back and wondering, you know, why did it end up the way it did? And now they have 2025 coming, and I've found a lot out from doing a lot of live presentations about what your real concerns are. And I wanted you to think in terms of shifting that negativity to the positive thoughts and how to go about getting unstuck through neuroscience and cognitive psychology. And the gift that I'm offering is the first 15 that sign up for this once-in-a-lifetime phenomenal program that's going to start in January, but the sign-ups are now, are going to receive the real power in this program. And not only does it have a phenomenal webinar, but it also has 2 coachings that are live, where we really get into the specifics of what issues you're getting stuck on and the neuroscience necessary to get unstuck and make it last. So 2025, when you look back on it, unlike looking back on 2024, you're going, well, what a phenomenal year. Those of you that sign up, the first 15 will get an additional, so you'll have 3 live sessions where we'll do group coaching. And I'm telling you, I can't wait for this to get started. So go ahead and sign up quickly while the spots are still available. Look forward to seeing you then. Take care.